All right, good morning. Welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com. The 1010XL app, of course, and spread all over podcast platforms, including, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. Grammage does a great job getting it out there, and we're all over social media as well. Live on Facebook, so good morning to everybody on Facebook. Happy Friday. I tell you, what a week. What a week in Jacksonville. Finished up by getting the news that Trevor and his beautiful wife are pregnant with their first child. So congratulations. I know some people out there were like, wait. I'm doing the man. Wait a minute. We could be in the middle of a playoff run. Trev, what are you thinking? Come on. You gotta space this stuff out. Let me just say this, as I can firmly, from experience, and you will be feeling it too. I'm sure Grammage is, when you're a newlywed, you're not thinking about anything but that. Maybe not making a baby, but a lot of practicing. And then, what do you know? Here comes a baby. So let's go. We tried the natural family planning, the Catholic route. It just doesn't work. Okay, they want you to keep your hands off each other the hottest time of the month. You're like, no, I'm newlywed. Of course I'm not. Kidding me? Anyway, congratulations, but what a week that was capped off by that exciting news. Let me tell you something, Trev and Marissa, you win a Super Bowl. You bring a championship to the city. Your kin are forever royalty. Are you kidding me? Royalty. We've had great players and their kin are fantastic as well, but you win a championship for this team, buddy, and it is absolutely fantastic. So lots to get into today, of course, brought to you by Team Tommy Mack. I love my businesses that I promote, and guess what? I got new ones coming on. There's room for others. Team Tommy Mack is for everybody now, and whatever you're out there promoting, as long as it's good and run by good people, you can be a part of the team. And we're going to get into a lot of, just congratulations on the stadium, which is fantastic. I've got some praise for our owner. I do. We're going to get into that. A little bit of look around the NFL, including the Dolphins and Tua not finding the market value. They say the market is a market, but I don't think it's happening. Word is they're not getting anywhere near the Goff or Trevor Lawrence money. So what does that tell me? They don't believe Tua can win them a championship. That's what that tells me, but we'll talk about that. And then we're going to finish. I just figured, not draft picks, not rookies, just free agency, just the veterans that each team in the AFC South brought in. I'm not going to really grade them. We're just going to go through them, and then we're just going to see who had the best free agency in 2024. It's pretty interesting. We'll get into all of that and more, but let's welcome in my man Grammage. What's up, Grammage? How are you, buddy?
Imagine not believing in your quarterback.
Doesn't that tell you that? I mean, Goff. Don't forget Trevor. You know what I mean? Just take Trevor out of Goff. They believe Goff's going to take them to a championship, or they don't give him that money. There's no way. That's what they're giving it to. That's what we're paying Trevor for, to take us to the promised land, to win a Super Bowl, to get us in the championship and win it eventually. That's what they're paying the money for. When I see you're not going to be Goff, and Goff, for the record, Goff's at like $53 million a year, if entire package compared to Trevor and Burrow's $55. If you're not near Goff, like that's, I don't know, that says a lot. Like we don't believe you can take us to the promised land. And I went back, and it's not a comparison I want to compare. I think, again, we're paying for the future and what's to come. But the last 2 years, Tua and Trev, they're pretty close in a lot of stats. I'd taken Trevor because Trevor's more elite in all his skills, but from a production standpoint, and you can give me this, you can give me that, reasons why and whatnot, but they're pretty close. So if I'm Tua, yeah, I want Trevor money. Don't look what I did last year. Forget 2 years ago. Forget 3 years ago. What have you done for me lately? I'm healthy. I showed I can stay healthy. I whipped it around. Now, granted, he's got the weapons. I know everyone's like, well, he does this dink and dunk. He doesn't only dink and dunk. He does, look, they call great plays. McDaniel's got a great, innovative offense that gets guys open, and he throws it to them. It's not, I don't think he's Mr. Incredible. I don't watch every Miami Dolphin game. But what do I always say on this show, Grammage? What does a coach and a coordinator want out of his QB? To be efficient. Run my offense efficiently. I don't care about all the other garbage. Just don't turn the ball over and move that ball down the field and make the throws when they're there for you. I'll get you open. Remember 2 years ago how we talked about Doug's offense? We're like, everybody's open. He gets them open. All you have to do is deliver the ball, and somebody's going to be open because of the way they do motions and shifts and set up routes and picks and rub routes and all this other stuff. That's what an offensive coordinator gets in. And we're going to talk about that, too, because Shad Khan had quite a comment recently, and I want to correct. I think it was the New York Times, but I think I wrote that down. I don't have my glasses on, but I'll get into that. All right, listen, before I get into the show, and look, you don't have to wish me congratulations or nothing because it's not our anniversary. But last night, my wife and I had date night. Now, my wife and my youngest are going to Orlando for a week. My youngest is competing in the Nationals for her solo with Nancy Dance Studios, and she's going to go win it. She says she's in it to win it. So I'm going to go down there Monday and watch. May go back and forth a couple times, but they're down for a week. So a little date night last night. Well, my wife reminded me, and I already knew this, but July 4th, 1999 is when we met. So we're going into our 25th year of meeting, which is cool because at the end, we're married and the next April. I met her in July 4th, and we were married the following April 15th. So pretty cool. 25 years, my best everything, friend included, and the greatest teammate I've ever had is my wife, Christina McManus. All right, congratulations are in order. I know everybody's excited. I haven't had a really chance to come on here and talk about it. We'll talk about it briefly, but, to be able to tell people and show the world that the Jags are going to be in Jacksonville for another generation, 35 years, minimum. Right? I mean, once this new stadium's there, right, the new deal, right? It's going to be 35 years. That's generational. It was a generational investment. Congratulations to everybody that got it done. As an original Jag who came here to play football for the Jags, who stayed here because he met his wife who was from here, and then the people and the opportunities and just life in general kept me here. And for me to be able to know that they're here, man, it's fantastic. And may I say, look, when it was first announced back in 2014 or whatever it was, that Shad Khan was going to have the Jags go play in London. Don't give me you didn't think that what's going on. What does that mean? Does that mean he's moving them to London? Does the NFL want a team in London? We know he's an international guy, yada, yada, yada. He's kind of an absentee owner. He's not there all the time. He comes in and out, yada. This is early on, right? Which is leading up to my praise for him in just a minute. But, that's, that crept into my mind. It did. Well, why us? Why are we? And then what was the response? Well, we make double the revenue over there. Okay, then you're like, oh, well, shoot. I mean, what are you saying? And by the way, the marketing was going on. The value of the team was going up. That was great, but the product on the field wasn't where it needed to be. 2017, yeah, but that lasted very little, right? Other than that, the team wasn't good. And I don't like distractions when I'm watching football at a game. Sure, I'll check out the cheerleaders do their thing, especially when they get on the field. Because my wife used to be there. We usually watch them and check them out. I'll check out whatever else is going on, but I want to watch the game. That's all I care about is if we win or lose. But the marketing, credit to Mr. Shad, it kept building, and everything went up, right? So whatever, we fast forward to today, and now it's no, all that, and it's been gone for a while. That didn't last forever, that feeling, right? Oh no, we're moving. Because then after a little while, you hear more, you figure out more. It might take a little bit more time. Look, when they wanted to take 2 home games over there, what the hell were you thinking? You're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Because the NFL has invested in London. Now, we know they've invested the entire league into London, not just one team. So we know that's gone away. And now we know that our Jaguars, even though they'll still play a game in London, they're the Jacksonville Jaguars for decades to come. And that's a effing incredible thing in my life. And I'm honored to be one of the original Jags, and it's going to live on forever, which is fantastic. And I want nothing more than this team to win. That's all I've ever cared about. I never cared about, if I had friends on the team, on the staff, whatever. All I care about is this team winning, because I know this city, when we win, is special. And I'm not saying other cities aren't special either, but with a one professional team with a 1 degree of separation amongst the community, maybe 2 degrees. One thing about Jacksonville, everyone you know knows somebody you know in Jacksonville. I mean, it's pretty fair. Like, you know somebody that knows. It's incredible how close we all are. And when our team wins, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars, this city is a special place to be. So that's what I cared about, which is fantastic that the stadium got done. A lot of investment this offseason in our star players. And just want to congratulate Shad, of course. Mayor Deegan, I mean, just a phenomenal job. What a year. What a way to start off your career. Ron Salem, of course, Mike Weinstein, put in Paul Harden. I know he helped out a lot on the city council side. So congratulations. This is for all of us and our kids, and it's going to be great for the next few decades. Now it's time to win. And that's what Shad Khan is saying. And I tell you what, man, I was thinking about this morning because when I read that last night, I was like, even now looks different to me. You know what I mean? Like when your owner publicly demands excellence, to me, that's what you want out of your owner. Right? Yeah, it's great that my business is going up. Yeah, it's great that the valuation continues to go north. I'm tripling, quadrupling, whatever, 10 timesing my investment. That's fantastic, but it's time to win. And I expect this team to win. And he threw out, he's like, look, he didn't say this, but he said about the injuries. I mean, everyone has injuries. It was a organizational failure. The expectation is to win. That's an owner that's evolved into what's really important. All the other stuff's important, but the most important thing for an owner is to have a team that wins, that consistently competes for the highest honor in the National Football League. And again, look, he's put out the money. Like it's time to show up, right? If I'm Trevor Lawrence and Josh and all of them, but like Trevor, man, it's big boy pant time. You know what I mean? Like it's 24/7, 365 days a year. I am the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise QB, and I got to play like it. Elite level. You want to pay me elite? I got to play elite. So I love it. I think from the top down, it's shaping into something that I've been waiting for a while. You know, look, you got to demand that. You have to. You have to demand excellence if you're going to get anywhere close to it. You feel like the pieces are in place. Look, I know what I keep seeing the rankings. Nobody's that excited about our offseason.
Good.
No, I know. I don't care. It doesn't mean nothing to me. It's like, it's interesting because I think they have upgraded. I'm a little concerned offensive line still, but we'll see how that works out. I'm a little concerned with corner, but I haven't seen the rookies perform yet, so I want to see all that. I want to see him in action. I want to see Darby in action. I want to see if we get the Campbell that was here 2 years ago. You know, I was doing my interview with Coach Campbell on the Horse's Mouth yesterday, and I said, Coach, what do you want what are you looking forward to seeing in 2024 training camp? And he's like, physicalness. I said, yes, that's exactly right. I want to see a little bit more physicality. Earn that toughness in training camp, and it's going to be a fantastic thing. So Shad Khan also commented about the play calling. He's like, I don't want to get into, say who should do. He goes, but if I was Doug, he said this, I think in the New York Times, I think I got that. It was about calling plays, and he said, if I were in that situation, I'd want my hands on the wheel. I agree. I mean, now here's the thing, all right? And I know how we all jump to something, right? So Press Taylor's kind of the scapegoat, if you will. Maybe that's not the right word, but he's the scapegoat.
That's the right word.
It's his fault. He's the one calling plays. He doesn't know what he's doing. He calls terrible plays, yada, yada, yada. I'm not saying I love him as a play caller, but I've said this last year. I'm going to just say it again, okay? And Shad's kind of saying it with what his statements are. If you executed on 50% of those play calls, let's just say you didn't drop the ball, you didn't miss the read, you threw the ball in the right place, you didn't fumble, you didn't get beat for a sack, whatever. None of that. If you executed just on half, just 50%, we would not be questioning Press Taylor. We wouldn't. Maybe a tiny bit, but barely at all. So it is that. Well, if I'm Doug, I'm with Shad. This is my offense. I'm going to bring you with me. We'll make it a year of, hey, we'll do it together. I'll make you as part of it as much as possible, right? the prep, what we're going to call. You're a part of everything. But when it's all said and done on game day, I got to take the wheel. I got to take over. I would. I think we're in that. And it's not that Doug's on the hot seat. I don't think he is at all. If they don't have a good year, which I think they're going to, but if they don't have a good year, then it starts warming up. Of course it does. This is his time to show that, and Trent, all of them, to show that, look, what we've been building last year, okay, it sucked. It was a failure at the end. Without a doubt. We're putting that behind us, and we're using that as motivation to move us forward. Now it's time, right? Now it's winning. Winning is the expectation, just like Shad Khan, our owner, said. So I'm feeling pretty good on a Friday. Now, granted, the dad bods are playing tonight, so I feel pretty good. We're playing down at Finn McCool's, down in Ponte Vedra if you want to come out, 8 o'clock kickoff. I shaved my head for the summer. I'm feeling great. Weight's been going up easier and easier in the gym, so I'm feeling good about that. I feel good about our team, about our city. I'm happy for the fans. I'm happy for everybody that worked on that deal. I'm happy for everyone that can, give the big you-know-what out there to everybody that was saying we're moving. Even like recently, we know who they are. They're all doing the backstroke now. Oh, well, I guess no team's going to London. Huh, Mike Florio? Florio got his. Dempsey and I were doing a show together, The Rumble. We were one of his first shows. Mike Florio, when he started Pro Football Talk. Yeah, back in like 2000 and when were me and Demps together? We were together for
like he had you guys on the show?
No, we had him on our show. He didn't have a show. He was just starting out. He was like a ragtag of gossip. But what he was saying ended up, he was. I think he came out almost every week. We did a show called The Rumble, me and Demps. It was fun, no doubt.
He comes on a podcast I listen to a lot. Yeah,
hey, listen, man, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
You're one of the producers that is not a big fan of his, calls his work fan fiction.
Yeah. Well, he's he got bought into NBC, come on. It's just he's just part of that whole rigmarole.
Well, what he does is
you got to concede when you give it up to NBC. You got to do what their shareholders want you to do and act how just so he probably sold out a little bit, but whatever. That's his life, and he made how doing it, I guess.
Like a lot of parents, like with their kids, if they catch their kid with like a beer or something,
yeah,
then their parents will let it snowball to like, well, if you drink this, and then you're gonna get into liquor, and then you're gonna be an alcoholic, and it's like, and the kid's like, I just had one beer.
Right.
Mike Florio does that with like football stories.
Yeah.
When like a small thing happens,
he tries to.
It becomes this huge, this huge thing, right? Like there was, like remember that BS poll that meant nothing.
From UNF.
From UNF a couple months ago.
No, hey, I love UNF, but that was fucking stupid. Were they 200 people maybe?
Right, and like that, the way they phrased the question was going to be something you'd obviously say no to, and it was a BS poll, right?
Yeah.
And Mike Florio takes this BS poll that UNF just runs with, again, like 200 people or something small.
Yep.
And by the end of him following this story, you think the Jags are 100% moving to London.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get their stadium, and they're screwed. And they're
right.
So that he takes small things and he phantomly turns them into big things that aren't real.
Yeah, I mean, that's media for you a lot of times. They sensationalize everything.
He takes it to an extreme.
He does.
I would say.
He does. Did you hear that story about Randall Cobb? House fire in Nashville. Him and his family were home. Their Tesla Charger caught on fire in the garage.
Wow.
And it was life or death. It was like really serious fire. They're all okay. But yeah, I saw that this morning. I was like, oh man, that's scary.
It is.
I mean, charging your car and you know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Do they have to jump out a window or something?
I don't know if they. I don't know if they jump off the roof. I don't know, but it was supposedly it. I don't know if it engulfed the whole house, but the whole garage is gone. The cars are all like destroyed. It was pretty big fire,
man.
So he gets out. Thank goodness, man. That's scary stuff, man. No doubt about that. And then the NFL and DirecTV. How about this? Did you see that judgment? Billions of dollars. Yeah, I didn't know this either. I'm like, what are they suing them for? But it was some kind of where they were you buy a package, but they were still airing games that they shouldn't have been airing, something like that. So it's a big antitrust type thing. It'll cost, if it goes through, it'll cost each team $500 million. $500 million.
So DirecTV is suing the NFL.
The NFL. And the judgment went towards DirecTV. There's going to be appeals. There's going to be all types of appeals before this goes down. But if it goes down, they'll have to pay out like $4.7 billion.
Is it for when they had Sunday Ticket?
Sunday Ticket, exactly. That was with the Sunday Ticket. I was a Sunday. So supposedly the consumers are getting some of that money. So I'm waiting for some money, man. I used to Sunday Ticket. Are you kidding me? That was part of my job for a long time. I used to write that stuff off, because I had to watch all these games and talk about them. Or at least that's what my accountant told me to say. So it worked. So yes,
something actually that I heard Mike Florio of all people say that I actually do agree with him on this. He said he doesn't know how in the world. Well, he does, because Fox and CBS have this kind of stranglehold on the NFL, and they have for some time now. But he's like, I don't know how somebody, be it ESPN or some other big network, maybe it's Turner, some big power that be, doesn't come in and try to strike some deal with the NFL where the out-of-town people that are not in the market of a team that they root for can't just buy a single team package.
Right.
Why can't how
you?
Is it 2024 and there's not an option to do that?
Yeah.
Why is it either Sunday Ticket where I have to literally buy everything
when I don't want to watch everything?
When I don't want to watch everything, or I can just watch the team in my market.
Yeah.
Because really, who are the fans that really get screwed in this? It's fans of a team that don't live in that city.
Right.
Right. For us,
for
us, it's not a huge deal. We live in Jacksonville. We get the Jag games. We're Jag fans. So we want to watch whatever.
Right.
But if you're if you're a Bears fan and you live in Jacksonville, you're not going to get the Bears game if it's coming on at 1 o'clock unless they're on Monday Night Football or Sunday night or something like that. Why is there not a package?
I agree.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why has ESPN not gone to the NFL and said, hey, let's get these single season packages or even single week?
Yeah.
Because especially if it's a big, like the Bears are big markets, so they play a lot of primetime games.
Yep.
The Jets or whatever. You might only need to buy 10 weeks a season.
No, right. Yeah.
$100 that week or whatever.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. I mean, listen, I did like Ticket when, you can go to a game, especially like after you watch your team. So you watch the Jags, and you can go to a game that's coming down to the wire, and you're normally not going to be able to see that. Now you can see that with Red Zone, but back in the day, it was just Ticket, right? So I did enjoy like that. Like you could go to any game that was close, especially like November, December. It's fall and it's football, and like, oh man, let's go to the Raiders and the Chiefs, man. They're really head-to-head, or winner take all. You know what I mean? That was good.
It's week 12. Yeah, fantasy playoffs in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I didn't play fantasy, but yes, exactly.
It's nice and crisp outside.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Fire maybe going.
Oh, dude, this is getting me amped for football, dude.
I know. I can't wait. Man. It's right there. It's right there. Training camp will be right around the corner. All right, we are going to get into the free agency talk. Who had the best upgrades from veterans? We're not talking draft picks, not off-season, but veterans in the AFC South. Brought to you by my friends at Team Tommy Mack, a group of businesses that I personally endorse here on this show, other shows all over social media, out in the street. I wear the swag, absolutely love it. And they're great people with great businesses that are there when you need them or when you want them. They're always there for you. Whether it's, the carpet man, he's taking care of all your carpeting needs. You get thrown in jail or somebody does or gets in trouble with the law, you got to get them out. You got to get them out quick and safe. And Chris Lucero with Bail Bonds and his team gets that done. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, take care of your junk. They refurbish it. They give it back to the families of veterans and then they also have the hauling business. They'll take away all your construction debris, all you contractors, home builders, etc. 844-GET-J-Dog. Graffiti American Burger Bar, man, just a fantastic place to watch your next sporting event. Great food, great drinks, a lot of specials, a lot of TVs. They got a game room for the kids. Bring the kids, family friendly, and just a good time. Michael Nickus' State Farm, my agent, should be yours. I trust him. He's been my agent for over 20 years. You could trust him, too. Make sure you check him out. He's Auto, Life, Home, and Supplemental Health. Of course, Salt Air Inn and Suites and Beach Life Rentals. Hey, by the way, if you got a kid home for summer or even high school that needs a summer job, Beach Life Rentals needs some help. And they need kids that are committed to helping. Basically setting up like chairs, umbrellas, paddle boards, that kind of stuff, working at the pier, outside of hotels. It's a great gig. Make sure, just send me a message if you want to be introduced. But a great business that, hey, you go to the beach, you order an umbrella, they come out and set it up for you. That's Beach Life Rentals right there in Jacksonville Beach. But up and down the east coast of Northeast Florida. Code Ninjas, get your kids into camp. They've got a big celebration coming up in July in Ponte Vedra. They got 4 great locations, including Ponte Vedra. Make sure you check them out and get your kids into a camp where they're going to learn how to build video games, how to learn how to build with Roblox, Minecraft. They learn about IT, all types of technology, all types of security. I tell you, it's a great way to go. Azar sausage, of course, whether in your favorite dish or put in a bun, Azar sausage is the one. Just came up with that. That was pretty darn good, but they are fantastic. Make sure you get to Winn-Dixie or your local grocer, and make sure you check them out. And, of course, Coconut Joe's Hot Sauce. He's got a new one out. I sent that link out on Facebook. Click on it. It's already set up for you for a buy one, get one free of Coconut Joe's Hot Sauces, courtesy of Family Traditions Specialty Foods. Let me make sure I got them all. I believe I did, and that is Team Tommy Mack. Proud to announce them. All right, free agency in the AFC South. All right, I'll start with the Jags. Okay, I'm just going to go through the names. To me, and look, it wasn't every single sign. Like Indy re-signed a lot of their guys. I mean, kept Pittman. Kept Zaire Alexander, the linebacker. They brought in Flacco. So they didn't go out there and spend a lot of money free agency. They kept it in-house for the most part. Kenny Moore got a big deal. Grover Stewart. I guess I'm starting with Indy. Flacco, they keep Zaire Franklin, who's a very good linebacker. Kenny Moore, very good corner. Grover Stewart, very good defensive tackle. And Michael Pittman Jr., very good wide receiver. So they keep that intact. I don't think that does that much for me, but remains to be seen. Tennessee, their big ones were Tony Pollard, the running back, of course, from Dallas. Lloyd Cushenberry III, the center from the Broncos. Ridley, and then L'Jarius Sneed. That's like their big 4 main guys, if you will. Houston, Danico Autry, very good defense tackle. They grabbed 2 guys from the Tennessee Titans. Azeez Al-Shaair, who's a very good linebacker. Joe Mixon, the running back from Cincy. Danielle Hunter, the defensive end in a trade. Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver in a trade. Blake Fisher, their offensive tackle. Pretty good. And then, of course, our hometown team, Mitch Morse, Eric Armstead, Ronald Darby, Gabe Davis, Ezra Cleveland. I threw him in there. Devin Duvernay, Mac Jones, and Darnell Savage. Take the glasses off. How would you rank who had the best offseason in the AFC South when it comes to free agency? Not draft picks, none of that. We don't know how they're going to turn out anyway, so I didn't include them. But just from a free agency standpoint, how would you rank them, Grammage?
Texans 1, Jaguars 2.
Yeah.
Titans 3,
Yeah.
Colts 4.
I mean, Indy, they just brought in their guy. Like last year, right? We re-signed a bunch of our guys.
Yeah.
Next year, they'll probably have a big spend. That's how it seems to.
If Indy gets credit for keeping their guys, then Jags get credit for Trevor and Josh.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's fair. Yeah. Well, they weren't going to be free. Well, because Josh you could tag, so you got him controlled. And Trevor wasn't going to be a free agent.
Probably not Trevor. Josh, there's a world where he could have held out and it would have been a whole thing.
True.
So
okay. You want to add them. Well, if you add them, I got to take them number 1. Especially with Josh.
I'll say
Trevor,
that
I wouldn't count just because it.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll say they get credit for Josh in this context, but not Trevor, because Trevor would have been on the Jaguars next year either way.
Right.
Josh probably still because of the tag, or I guess definitely because of the tag, but
yeah,
it could have created issues in camp and been a whole thing.
Yeah. Why do you think the national media doesn't have our our different unit? Like the D line I saw ranked 25th. Like our 2 ends are to the top. I mean, I'm not going to call them the best duo, but they're top 5, right?
The national
based
media
on last year.
The national media still thinks Trayvon Walker sucks.
He just, man, that's.
No, I agree, but you and I are more familiar with him. We see him play every week. Yeah. The national media watched
Sucks?
They,
Or just not
maybe not
worthy
sucks,
of the
but
number
not.
one pick?
The national media still thinks that was a disaster of a pick to pick him ahead of Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, I still don't. I like Aiden. He's great for Detroit, but I don't know, man. That's you look at what that kid physically brings to the table. He gets it all together, which it looks like he kind of was getting it together last year. And if it continues to evolve, he's going to be a menace. But Hutchinson ain't a menace.
But do you think that the national media has been sitting here watching Trayvon Walker's progression over the last 2 years?
No, not
chance.
at all. They look at stats, and if you don't have any, he's doesn't do anything.
And Hutchinson started really fast, which we all knew was going to happen. We all were aware that Hutchinson was a better player on draft day.
Yeah,
at least a more
player.
NFL ready player.
Yeah,
at the position they were going to play.
Fair.
We all knew that.
Yeah.
Trayvon Walker, we knew was going to take some time and learn some pass rush moves and whatever. And being that it's a player in Jacksonville, there was no chance the national media is going to sit here and study that.
Yeah.
With Josh Allen, the national media doesn't understand how good Josh Allen is either, I don't believe.
Yeah.
I don't think that they understand that this is a guy that is maybe not right in that mix, but right outside the Nick Bosa, Max Crosby list.
Okay. In their defense, it was last year.
It was.
I mean, 3 years prior, we wouldn't have said anything near that.
100%.
Right? I think that's fair about Josh.
Yeah, that is
last
fair.
year, of course, and we're hoping right now that's what they're paying for. He's going to duplicate that, and then and keep going on and being one of those. And he has to be. He even said it. I'm going for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to be the best player in the entire defense in the entire league, and he should. You're getting paid to be, so you should be. That should be your mentality.
The guy that they should be getting more credit for is Armstead. Armstead's been a stud in a stud defense that the national media actually follows. Yep. But I don't think they understand how good the two guys on either side of him are.
Yeah.
Particularly Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a tremendous help. And then I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but I will. Look, I mean, I know he had a big Super Bowl. Armstead did, right? He had a pretty big day that day. I know that I didn't watch tape, but we said it last week. San Fran's D got run on quite a bit in the playoffs. Every team, I think, had pretty good success running the football against him. He's part of that D line. It's not all on him. I mean, does that factor in? I think he's going to make everybody better. And then, I saw a quote from Jordan Jeff. I'm looking forward to seeing him play, man. Kid from LSU. I want to see Mason Smith, too. He's more of a project like Trayvon was in year one, but I think Jefferson, he sounds like he's ready to rumble. And he looks the part.
I want mean guys.
Yeah.
In my trenches.
We need that attitude.
I want guys that, and you know this, being that you play it and being that you've been in the media side of things as well. The trenches particularly, there's those guys that are mean, nasty about nothing but ball. They don't want to talk. They hate talking to the media.
Yep.
They're not big personality guys. They want to just move human beings.
Yep.
That's what they love doing.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Jefferson is that kind of guy. Will he be a good enough player to actually live up to that? We have to see. We need football to get played to see that.
Yep.
But more attitude like that is really, really needed on this team.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, look, I agree with what Campo said yesterday on my other show, The Horse's Mouth. It's like, we need physicality. You can't just assume we're going to be physical because we haven't been. So let's show that we can and let's earn it. And I want to see a lot of that. I think we will. Look, I'm excited about Armstead. He reminds me Calais, I don't know if you can. Calais was special, still is. I'm a little concerned about week one, to be honest with you. When you got Calais Campbell coming at my quarterback, especially if we're not physical in the preseason, you know what I mean, in camp. Like, he's going to come in. You better be ready for him. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want a Chris Jones, Nick Foles thing all over again. That was one play. Guy missed a block.
Oh, man.
No, I know. Knock on wood with both hands. But so I don't know. We'll see how camp goes. It's going to be fun. But I think I'd rank him. I'm going to go because we're adding Josh. I'm going to give Jags the nod, and I mean that unbiasedly. And it's hard because look, Danielle Hunter, Josh Allen, Wash with maybe Danielle getting a little bit of a nod because he's just done it longer. Look, I think Josh is going to continue to evolve, but You can't just go off 1 year. I mean, you can, but what are we going to get? We're going to get the 7. I can't expect him to get 17.5 sacks, but 14 to 15 and being a dominant force on the run. Yeah, I can expect that and should. If he wants Defensive Player of the Year, then those sacks have got to be up there, right? That's how they seem to do that. But and look, Grammage, and I mean this with whatever. You can't get carried. Well, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to get carried away by Josh Allen got a new deal, Trevor Lawrence got a new deal, the stadium's deal. Everybody just automatically got better. I don't believe that. I got to see it, and I want to see it. Just because Trevor got this brand new deal and they believe in him, that he can't have a year like last year. He cannot. That would be a major disappointment. You could chalk it up however you want. I'll go with the owner. Everyone has injuries. It was a catastrophic or colossal failure by the organization. Totally agreed. You can't have that. You know what I mean?
Who did they bring in your opinion, that will be on the team this year that was not on the team last year? That's the biggest difference maker.
I know.
Free agent, rookie, whoever.
I'm hoping Ryan Nielsen. I really am. I'm hoping this defensive coordinator.
You coach, yeah.
Cramage, I've said it all last year. I never thought it was lack of talent. It was lack of attitude. It was lack of accountability. It was lack of and I don't want to go through it again. But week 2, we have a bad, we got to get out of here. Week 3, the press clippings get too. What are you talking about? You haven't done shit at that point. You were 1-2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I never felt like, 49ers come in. They were. I told my team they look like imposters. That wasn't them. What? Don't tell them that, because that's their excuse every single damn time. And I know there's this thing. What's it called? Imposter syndrome or something? What's wrong with people? Like, who doesn't get a little nervous before anything? I mean, everybody does. I do. I mean, not on this show or going on TV, but getting up on stage and singing, I get a little nervous. I got to have the right buzz. I'm not going to deny that. And it wears off because I sweat my butt off. I change my shirt every set and hat sometimes. But, I get a little nervous. A little self-doubt creeps in. That's natural. It's not some syndrome. It's like just natural stuff, You get anxious. That doesn't mean you're a full-blown, got anxiety. We get anxious. We all have anxiousness. Anxiety's real. I'm not saying it's not, but a little anxiousness is kind of a normal thing, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, Ryan Nielsen's my answer, because I think he's going to bring a new attitude to this team. It's going to start with the defense, and it's just going to resonate all the way through. I'm counting on Mitch Morse and Brandon Sheriff to, I always get his first name mixed up. Is it Brendan or Brandon?
Brandon.
Brandon?
Yeah, Brandon with an A.
Brandon. Yeah.
Brandon.
Look, I'm expecting him and Morse and Cleveland to set this tone. Like, you know where our lack of the line play was for the most part. It's interior. You guys got to set the tone. Like, you got to demand that this offensive line is nasty. You got to show them the way. Cam's there. Anton's there, too. It's you three that got to lead that way. You got to lead that charge. That's why you're here. Eric Armstead, other side. Same thing, man. No more of this getting pushed around in the middle ever again. That's what it's got to be. So I'm expecting it to be. I think it's going to be great. Like I said, I feel really good about what's going on with the team.
I would say between Jefferson and Smith, at least one of the two, need to be a real factor this year.
Without a doubt. They got
obviously both ideally,
yeah.
But just how the draft works, probably one of the two will be a guy that is in the rotation playing a lot, making play, and the other guy will be a project they got to develop.
Yeah.
One of those guys need to be a real guy that's giving the offensive line concern. Yeah. You pair them with Eric, and then I have Roy as another rotational piece. And then
Devon,
I have my
if
ends.
He can get back to something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot to prove. I'm not counting on him yet, but they are.
I'm in believe it when I see it mode.
They
with
are,
Devon.
though. They are. The team is. They're hoping, at least.
Oh, for sure. But they've been hoping for the last couple. Yeah, I'm in wait and see mode with Devon.
Yeah, I agree.
But if I get one of the rookies to really contribute, Eric Armstead is Eric Armstead, and I have my ends, and I have Roy in the rotation. I have Devon in the rotation.
Yep.
That can be a pretty badass D-line pretty fast.
Well, look, I when I see D-line out of LSU, you know they've had some good training because a lot of good D linemen come out of LSU. They're big, they're athletic, they're fast, they're tough.
They play Alabama every year.
Yeah.
They play a big-time schedule.
Pro-ready almost,
yeah.
You know. And they're normally oversized, which is great. They're great athletes. So I agree with you. Mason Smith, Jordan Jefferson, get in that rotation. That D-line's got D-line, O-line, D-line, O-line. That's got to be the foundation of the 2024 season and beyond. Bring in that toughness factor. Listen, I know it's old school, but I'll leave you with this. God rest his soul, but my father would tell me in grammar school, if you out-hit the opponent, you'll always have a chance to beat him. If you out-physical your opponent, you got a shot to beat them. I don't care what their record is, who they are, what they have out there. You smack them in the mouth, and they don't return it, and you overpower them that way, you always have a chance. I kind of like that advice. I took it all the way through. I still take it. Smack them early. All right, that's going to do it for us. I'm headed over to the 1010XL traditional airwaves right there through the walls here to get on Jaguars Today with Mike Dempsey. I think Fat Tony's got the week off. I think Pockets is here. Pockets here. Did you guys do your show this morning?
We did. We did our show yesterday.
Okay.
There's that.
So it's going to be a great Friday. Hope you all have a great Friday. Hey, if you're in Ponte Vedra area, Finn McCool's is down on Phillips Highway, just past Nice, right around there. We take the stage at 8 o'clock. We'll play to about 11:30, and we'll look forward to it. Hope to see you all out there. Have a great week. Until next time, stay safe, be cool, and we'll see you right here catching up with Tommy Mack. Peace.